Greetings, Kindred. I am Voivode Maquette. This is my World of Darkness, and we're getting ready to play Session 6 of Black Sheep for Thicker Than Water. To my left here, I have... Put on the spot.
Sorry. I was adjusting my sheet on my tablet.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm Gwen. I'm playing Lorenzo Putinesca.
Hi, I'm Serendipity Weird, and I'm playing Levi Crowley Trouse. I think that's his name, maybe.
I'm Daviga. I'm playing Mr. Paul Milner. Just to let you know, the phrase for the night is dessert roulette.
It's not as good as Pound Town without context.
Without context, true. Hi, everybody. I'm Cole, and I'm playing Hattie.
Hello, I'm Abilene, and I'm playing Daniela.
Yes, and welcome back to Abilene, who's been abroad and in England.
Over the pond.
So,
Rude.
that was rude. The things that I say like that are the things that I don't think about. They just kind of happen.
Throw this pizza bone at you.
Anyway, so last session we had a very interesting, session because we were meant to do Monday the 13th, and we ended up doing Sunday the 12th, which was meant to be in weeks. I gave everybody 24 hours, and unfortunately, one of their, or I guess fortunately, because it was an amazing scene in my opinion, one of the events that took place that several of the characters were involved in ended up taking the entire night. So and it was amazing too, because we had like thunder and lightning and everything. Like, it was a very Frankenstein-esque style session with a very Frankenstein-esque theme happening. So I was very happy with that. So thank you, Saint Shelley, for that. For giving us those wonderful things. Tonight, however, we are going to be doing a little bit of jumping around, because with Dan of the Dead back, we can find out what actually happened to you several sessions ago.
I'm curious what happened too.
And I think that's where we're going to start off. So if everybody would like to, don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about it.
Uh-oh.
And Paul does not have to worry about it. But if the rest of you would all roll your hunger for the evening.
Oh, good. You don't have to do a rouse check if you're dead.
Yeah, Paul doesn't have to worry about a rouse check either. So
Success.
Success. Okay. Okay.
Good lord.
Success! I are not hungry.
I are not hungry. And considering the fact that you guys were at Valentino's funeral home, which was highly stocked, thanks to our friends at the circulatory system and his industrial juicer. You guys, I'm sure, are full, and you don't have to worry about it.
That's an image.
I mean, I wasn't there, but
Well, you would have been well fed where you were. Anyway.
I would have been well fed. That's right.
Manners and all.
Yes.
Hospitality.
Oh,
Yes.
Are you where I think you are?
You don't know where I am.
I don't know where I am.
Exactly. So
Well,
how
we're
would
about
you
to
know
find
where
out.
I'm going to.
So we're going to go ahead and take a step back to Saturday, July 11th at around 11:30 or so. After you have received an invitation to Frankie's place in St. John City on the other side of the bridge. We went ahead and said, since you were not here to speak for yourself, that you had gotten a text from your friend Peter. He needed to speak to you right away. He found some very interesting developments concerning what you had him looking in on, and
Okay.
he asked you to meet at the regular place.
Okay.
The regular place, being the Voodoo Donut, is about 2 blocks away from the Top Hat, a cult shop where you were at. Or I guess Botanica would be a better word for it. Top Hat Botanica.
That's
So you and Hattie separate ways there. About a half a block when you're away from them, out of sight,
it's walking distance. So.
you're going to start feeling like there's someone trailing you. There's a car. It's driving kind of slow.
Okay. Just looking to see if I have anything that would be relevant to this. I've only got the one copy.
Should be 2.
Oh.
That's right. I printed out 2 of you all so that I could see what was going on for myself. But yes, you feel that sensation of being stalked. You haven't really felt that since that night at the asylum.
Yeah.
A little bit of paranoia
Definitely.
and possibly PTSD out of the horrible things that happened to you that night.
Yeah. I'm going to try and shake them.
Okay. How do you do that?
They're in a car. I'm on foot.
You can try dunking down alley.
That seems like a terrible
It
plan.
does sound like a terrible plan.
I'm gonna dodge into a shop.
Okay.
I don't know how big of a place this might be, but like I said, just gonna dodge into a shop, see if they stop, see if they keep going, what they do.
When you dodge into that shop and you look out the window, you're in an ice cream parlor. It's very bright in here. Lots of witnesses, so that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
You don't see the car pass. You know there was a car. You could feel it. You could see it out of the corner of your eye. There's no car. In fact, the streets are relatively dead for a Saturday. Well, the streets are dead. It's Saturday night. How would a car even get in there?
Yeah. That's... Going back over to the window, hugging close to the side I came from, so basically I've got the solid wall between me and where the car... If it sat out there, I'm trying to peek through the window,
Yeah.
basically, around and see if I can see it.
You got a pretty good view. There's a lot of people walking around, but it's also getting kind of late. Those people who are here for the late night activities are probably either in line to get into a club or are in the clubs already. You are right across the street from the Voodoo Donut at this point.
Okay.
And make it a wits and awareness while you're spying out to see who might be tracking you.
Wits and awareness.
Oh, okay, yeah, you got some.
I got 3.
Out of your 3 successes, you are going to notice that Pete is waiting for you. Peter is waiting for you. You see him right across the street in the alley, looking massively paranoid.
He's in the alley.
Yeah.
Okay.
He sees you, you see him, and he's just waving you over.
And I don't see any.
You don't see a car.
I'm going to hurry up and cross over to him then.
Okay. There's a little chime as you leave the ice cream establishment. You can almost feel the eyes rolling and the sighing of the people behind the counter who expected another customer who's now just walking out. It's worse than the people who just come in asking for water.
Yep.
So you run across the street and you see Peter in there. It's a fairly dark alley, but the Voodoo Donut is incredibly full right now.
Okay.
So probably just trying not to.
Yeah, trying to have a little bit of quiet for whatever this conversation's going to be.
Go down the alley after.
Yeah, come up to meet him. I imagine he was standing close to the front. Did he turn and go deeper into the alley?
He goes a little deeper in.
Yeah, I'm going to follow.
Okay. That's when everything's going to go black.
I'm about to say I have no reason to be suspicious here.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's when everything's going to go black for you.
that's not good.
You get into that alley, and you don't see the end of it. You don't see where you came in. All you hear is the grating, gravelly, guttural laughter. And where Pete was standing, now much taller, with burning red eyes.
That's not good.
And you're going out. This is where your lights turn off.
Yep.
Now, you don't know how long you've been here now. You hear the dripping of water. You can smell whatever that is. You can't identify it, but you can smell it. Your skin around your wrists are sore because you're bound. Skin around your ankles, bound. You're tied to a chair. There's an off-putting dull green glow from a computer screen that has a crack in it. From there, you can actually see the slightly mossy, overgrown brickwork and the curved walls. You're in a circular room, like circular going from floor.
Oh, so it's...
Yeah, you can actually feel that your chair is a little off kilter because of the roundness of the walls bleeding into the floor. Not much light in here, but you're
I've got Auspex.
you've got Sense the Unseen.
Sense the Unseen, yeah.
Sense the Unseen isn't really automatically picking up anything in here. Except for the fact that you do know that there is somebody in here. But they are not actively hiding. They're just in the dark.
Okay.
You catch that gravelly voice again. Those dull, glowing red eyes at this point. This tall, dark figure with a... you can kind of catch the German in his voice as he says your last name. Miss Strauss.
Yes. Who am I talking to?
He steps into the light, the eerie green glow, and he has on a very long, stained duster. Looks like a dark gray, blackish duster, and a very interesting old-fashioned hat. Kind of like somebody was trying to dress up like a cowboy, but like got it accurate.
Yeah.
He's not wearing a flat topped cowboy hat. He's actually wearing a round, more of a bowler shaped style hat that's kind of bent up with age. His face is horrifically scarred on one side. It actually kind of looks like it's melting in a place. One of his eyes is
Gone.
larger than the other because it's not contained as much. I've just come to ask you what you're up to.
Investigating?
What?
Not sure yet.
There are many of you, Giovanni, snooping around in Camarilla locations, and I'd like to know why. He gets right up in your face, and he's actively breathing, which is uncomfortable because it smells like that respiration system has not been used for some time. You realize that his warped hand is on your arm, and he's dragging it down towards your fingers.
Look, just making sure that there's all kinds of weird stuff going on, making sure it's not, like, messing up the ghosts, because it's the sort of stuff that might.
He breathes out. You could swear dust came with it. And he reaches over with his opposite hand that he's not touching you with. His right hand. His left hand is firmly starting to grab you just below where you're tied to that chair. You hear some metallic squeaking, and he's pulling a small table over.
Oh, joy.
And he doesn't look. He keeps his eyes firmly planted on you, and he picks up something. And he looks down at your hand. And you can feel, and if you look down, can see the dull red light mixing with the green, creating a sickly glow as he has pruning shears that he's putting around your pinky.
Like,
You have a little bit more detail?
look, they're building. This guy's building stuff on top of Major Ghost nonsense, and it's trying to figure out whether it's going to be on fire or not.
Squeezes a little bit.
Seriously, I'm trying to explain why I'm poking into things. You wanted me to explain what I'm investigating. I'm a ghost hunter. That's what I do. You know this.
Yeah, but you have 10, and he just snaps.
Ah!
And he takes one off.
Yeah, she's screaming.
He just looks in your eyes, salivating at this point. His teeth are out. He's like, I just love it when the young ones scream.
What do you want from me? I'm telling you the truth.
I know. But you have 9 more. Which means there's always more truth. And after they're gone, there's 10 more. And after they're gone, there's many other things. So, what do the Giovanni want with McCarthy's land? And you just feel the metal slipping around the ring finger.
It's... We just want to know what's going on. I don't know what everybody else is up to. I just know what I'm looking into. It's like, I'm not entirely part of all the conversations. I'm not Giovanni, for starters. It's
Really?
Not really.
You're going to have to explain that one, because that leaves me a little curious.
Like, I don't know all the details because I'm new. I'm new.
I know.
But like all the people who are quasi-related are all now. I'm Hakata.
Hekata.
Hakata. That's, yeah.
You see, I have a little bit of a grudge. I'm bitter when it comes to you, specifically, Miss Strauss.
What I do?
Well, you see, I really was looking forward to killing you. You get too close to things. You've weaseled around several of our nests. Dehavened several very close friends of mine. Child of mine.
Sorry?
Yes.
I didn't even know vampires existed at that point. Sorry.
Doesn't matter to me.
Look, how can I make it up to you? How can I don't want to lose any more fingers, okay?
Oh, that's fine. We can stop with the fingers. He just tosses it back on, the rusted pruning shears back on, and he's goes and reaches for these pliers.
Oh.
I don't have to take fingers. I actually love expanding my fang collection. I could take those. You see, the rules that I have to follow are, they're changing. My employers in the Ivory Tower are packing their desks up. I'm not leaving. This is my home. I've lived here for a very, very long time, and I'm not going to be chased off by some nonsensical deal. We have a lot riding on this center being built. And if any of your kind, Giovanni, Hikata, whatever you skullfuckers want to call yourself, I will happily de-seed all of you like a strawberry that I'm taking way too much time with. I will take all of your fangs. I will take all of your fingers. And I will sear them closed. And I will let you live. Because that's my favorite thing to do, is to not kill. Because I'm nice. That's what all the Camarilla Kindred say. Jacob Monroth is a nice guy. I'm going to be keeping an eye on you, Daniela Strauss, specifically. You are my new hobby. And since I don't have a prince telling me what to do with my hounds, you're my new chew toy. And with that, he's gone, and you're untied.
Yeah, I'd like to get out of Dodge right now. Thank you very much.
You are very, very hungry. He has drained you.
Okay.
He'll be leaving you with 4 hunger.
Okay.
And you will be lost in those sewers for a little while.
Yeah. Somewhere in the tunnels.
Don't get to bring in Jacob that often.
Yeah, it took me a little ways in, and I'm going, wait, oh, I know who this is. Oh, no.
Now, what do you do when you get up? You are currently down 1 trait in dexterity rolls.
Okay.
Until you fix that.
I don't actually know how you go about fixing that. Probably in character.
The way
out
that
of character,
you
definitely
could
not.
you could A, grow it back, which takes some time. In which case you will be down a point in dexterity for a little while.
Okay.
Probably a few game sessions.
Yeah.
It heals like ag.
Okay.
It just heals a lot.
Extra slowly.
Because you have to regrow everything. Also does not look pleasant.
No.
So you might want to get some gloves if that's your way of doing things. Or give me a...
You get yourself a ring and you do like Sal.
Go ahead and give me a wits plus occult roll. And what is your
Wits.
specialization?
My
Wraiths.
Wraith lore.
Okay, yes. You do not have your specialization. You are, however, very hungry.
Yep. I've got all the dice. 4 successes.
4 successes. 4 successes is pretty good. You know that you can mend. Pretty easy. Your finger is on the floor. You didn't take it with him. You could try, at least, mending with your finger,
It just
putting it right
holding
back
it
on.
on.
You could try doing that. If you do that, you will be down your dexterity for the evening, but by tomorrow, you should be back to normal.
I'm gonna give it a shot. That's just a rouse check, isn't
It
it?
is a rouse check with your 4 hunger.
With my 4 hunger, yeah. Just
Are you going to frenzy in the sewers?
yay! I mean, you don't frenzy automatically at 5,
No,
so
But you could.
but you could.
yeah. The question is, what keep?
It already looks bad.
Yeah.
You've been embraced for a while,
Yep.
and your body does seem to be catching up to, or your finger seems to be catching up to its age of decomposition.
I'm gonna give it a shot. This is probably a terrible plan,
Probably.
but here we go. 5 hunger.
Okay. You are not going to frenzy automatically. However, you are right on the cusp. And the next scene that you are in, because I'm going to step away from you for the moment, the next scene you are going to be suffering from your compulsion, which is morbidity. Because when you pick up your finger and you see how much
Decay.
decay it's going through, it is going to spark that interest.
Okay.
Paul.
Hi.
Hi. Sunday was a pretty outgoing day for you. You did a lot. You had some meals, you did
Yeah, I
your
did.
things, and you're going to get a late night. Well, not really late night. You're gonna get a call pretty early on in the night after the sun goes down.
Hello?
Paul, it's Anna.
What brings me the pleasure of your wonderful company on this telephone, Anna?
I would prefer if you left that famous flirtation to a minimum. We do have business to discuss.
It's up to you.
Would you mind meeting me at my penthouse?
Would that happen to be down at the Venison?
It would, in fact. I'm on the top floor. You do need a special key to get in. Just ask at the front counter, give your name, they will give it to you, and you can get right up here.
I'll be on my way in 5 minutes.
Appreciated, thank you.
You're welcome. John! Ah, shit. Moses!
After a couple seconds, Moses pops his head in the door. Yeah, John's not here, Gramps. He's over at the...
Alzheimer's, okay? Just get the car ready.
God, that's gonna suck.
We gotta go to the Venison.
Sure. Yeah, not a problem. You'll have the car ready to go in 5 minutes. Your caddy. Not his car.
Yeah, good.
He knows you hate his car.
Yes. But if he kept it clean.
Keeps it clean. It's just a Mustang, and he likes to go as fast as it can go.
If anything falls off the dash when he takes off from a light, it's not clean.
True. He does like to eat in the car. Now, you're at your office, I would assume. So you're only about a quarter of a block away from the Bennison. You can see it from your window. But, I mean, as it is, this might as well be your trip home because you're staying in one of the rooms at the Bennison anyway. So, there you go. Vampires always keep wanting to bother you when you're getting off for the night.
Nothing changes.
True. So Moses will drive you. And, am I going with you, or am I just parking the car? What would you like me to do?
Just keep an eye on the car for right now.
Yeah, sure. I'll put it in the garage and stuff.
Actually, just take it back to the office. I'll call you. Keep working on the paper.
Sure thing. All right. He lets you out. He is so much more easy to deal with. Like, he's a frustrating stooge of a retainer, but he's also not a helicopter mom. So
That's a different one.
it's a lot easier dealing with him. You think the one who's actually embraced would understand that you're better able to take care of yourself.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Even if it takes him 10 or 15 years, he's got 10 or 15 years
True.
to figure it out in.
True.
Alright. Better bite the bullet to see what this is. Go up to the front desk.
Okay, go up to the front desk. There's a gentleman working at the counter. Can I help you, sir?
Good evening. I'm expected at the penthouse.
Alrighty. You are Mr.
Milliner.
Can I see some ID, please? Thank you, sir. He's like, sorry for the formalities. We got to be careful. And he reaches into the little message mailbox slots that are behind him on the wall and pulls out a little card and hands it to you. Here you go, sir. Do you know how to use that?
It's got a magnetic stripe on it? Question mark?
No.
Alright, you got me.
Meant no offense, sir. Anyway, when you go in, what you need to do is you'll see the regular station where the buttons are, and there's going to be a small slit at the bottom. You just feed that right in, front side up, please. And while you're holding it there, just hit the penthouse button, and it'll take you right up.
A couple of crinkled grandpa ones. Thanks, son.
Thank you, sir.
You gotta keep those specifically for the people you want to use them on.
Agreed.
Go to the elevator and follow the young man's instructions.
Okay. The penthouse, top button. It works. Door shuts. It's a slow ride up there. A instrumental version of the Beatles' "Yesterday" is playing. And when you get up there and it dings, and it's pretty interesting up here. It's a completely different vibe, very ultra modern. When you get up to this area, it opens up to a very large floor plan. There's a half circle window where the round part's towards the top that looks over the city. It's not the tallest building in the world, but it does kind of go over a few of them. So it's an interesting view. Looks like it was better probably like 20 or 30 years ago before they put the larger buildings in. But when you get in there, you see Hannah lounging on one of the very nice couches, and a couple of other probably bodyguard type gentlemen with her.
You called, man.
She looks at one of the guys and does a little "I'm better than you" snap, and he walks over. Take your hat and coat. Okay, takes your hat and coat. And
I'm wearing a holster.
okay, with the gun.
Yeah.
Cool. And she smiles at that. She's very pretty. She's just a very pretty young woman. So
She's probably older than I am.
possibly. So Paul. So thank you for sending Johnny over. He's been a great help. I think you'd be very proud of him. There are some finer details that I think we need to go over that I didn't want to go over with him. It seems more of a you thing. If that's okay.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Cool. First off is the fact that you're embraced. When did that happen?
Very recently, and very suddenly, I have to say.
Right when you say suddenly, I'm going to have to get a physical challenge from you. As the guy who took your coat and hat comes up behind you and hits you in the leg really hard.
Well, I can tell you right now, I'm going to lose this one. I'm
Yes.
also not going to struggle over much once I get past the initial surprise.
Yes.
They've got me where they want me.
I don't know if athletics is really the thing for this. That you don't have any, so I think you actually just kind of have to do your stamina.
Okay.
And I'll be nice and I'll go ahead and roll. Oh, number dice. Stop it. That should be enough. And what else? Good. Cool. 7 successes. You're going down.
Womp
Your
womp
leg
womp.
gets broken. She walks up and
Well, now that wasn't very nice.
pushes you with her heel over so that you're laying on your back. And she puts her heel on your chest over your heart. You see, you've complicated things, Paul. You're effectively a Giovanni, and I'm not allowed to do business with Giovanni. It's against the rules, at least for a couple more years, so you've put me in a very precarious situation. I don't like that. So, a friend of mine is going to see how useful you are to me. This other guy who was sitting on the couch, he's slimmer than the one who hit you.
Speaking of the one who hit me, who is the one who hit me?
He was at your office the night that you had your heart attack. He's one of her bodyguards, the one who wasn't McCarthy,
I'm
obviously.
going to take a real good look at him.
You should do that. You grudge master, you.
I'm going to take a real good look at everybody in the room.
The other one, as he comes into the dim light, and you can see him a little bit better, is thin, hollow-cheeked, dark eyes, overly bushy eyebrows, older guy, probably around your age. And he grabs your hand and has a small lancet. And he's going to poke you with it, unless you try to resist
I'm
or anything.
in no position.
A small amount of blood. It's not enough to cause you physical damage, but it does cause a little bit of pain as he stabs into you with the lancet. And he licks it. And he looks up at her and smiles. This sadistic smile. It's like water. She looks down and goes, "A thin blood Giovanni. Are you serious?"
I'm gonna throw in some persuasion there.
Uh-huh.
You know, politically, you could say you have less of a problem thereby.
No, you see, what really sucks is if Billy was in town right now, I really wouldn't be able to do this, but we have methods of handling this kind of situation. First off, our deal's off, and you'll be able to pick up Johnny from the hospital when he recovers. First off. Second, you're coming with me. You are going to be manhandled and dragged into another room. You... good. You are going to be manhandled and dragged into another room. It's a very odd room. You get strapped down to what looks like a modified barber's chair. And your arm is stretched out and put over a small table. You are strapped at the ankles, the knees, the arms, the elbows, the neck. You can barely move. It's very uncomfortable. Around the chest, around the waist. It's obviously expecting the person to be strapped into this to be a lot stronger than you are. They seem to be taking every precaution, however. And then they leave. I'll see you tomorrow, Paul. You have a good night and a good morning. And that's when you realize that there's a painted over, heavily covered in black paint skylight that has just the smallest little nick in it.
Some people just don't know how to ask nicely for anything.
You'll be sitting there for the night, which will be incredibly boring to you.
Oh no. I have quite a lot of time to think.
Oh yes. No. And the sun will begin to rise. And probably around noon, 1 o'clock, that tiny beam is going to strike you on the back of the hand. I know. The next night, she's going to come in extra gloaty. And she's going to look and see that what she was attempting to do did not work. And she is going to go on the most horrendous rant. You're not going to know what most of the words that she says are because she seems to slip into Russian at one point. When she finally calms down and moves the hair out of her eyes, fucking Duskborn. Dirty waste of blood. Fine. Fine. We have ways of fixing this too. She's going to walk over to a cupboard. She pulls out what looks like to be a small... It's got like the shape of a fondue fork. And she reaches into a little pocket. And she pulls out a lighter. And she heats it up, the end of it, until it is burning red. Right where the little bit of sunlight did nothing to you. She is going to press this brand down onto the back of your hand. The smell of your own burning flesh is the first thing that you notice. she pushes down a lot harder than she actually has to. She's trying to enjoy this as much as possible. I never get to do this with my own 2 hands. You are going to take an aggravated damage.
Oh, I've already got a couple of those.
Yes, I know. The pain is intense. You're probably going to scream out. If you don't want to give her the satisfaction,
I'm trying.
then you can roll a composure plus resolve to keep yourself together. Actually, if you could roll a composure plus wits, that makes more sense because you're trying to keep your wits about you. As she's putting you through this extensive pain.
That is a critical success. Plus 2 more.
She smiles at you as she peels, and you can actually feel what's left of the skin being torn off of the brand as she lifts it up, and it's the Duskborn symbol that she puts under your skin. It's really too bad. I kind of like you. You're tough as nails. Tell Sonny I said thanks for the tip. And she kisses you on the cheek. She walks out. And then the guy who broke your leg walks in holding your hat and your jacket. And he starts to unbuckle you. You need a lift to the hospital?
Just throw me on the sidewalk if it's alright.
Not a problem.
Appreciate it.
They're going to take you out the they're going to take you out the service elevator to the back. They're going to shove you into a car. The guy's going to get in behind you. There's another driver. They're going to drive. When they get to when they get to the top hat, they're going to forcefully shove you out. Can I please get a Dex plus Athletics roll to see if you can roll and not get hurt?
No.
Okay. Go ahead and take a couple more damage there. They're going to chuck you out right outside.
That's superficial, though, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're going to chuck you out right outside Whistler's shop. So, let's go ahead and catch up everybody else to where they need to be. Thank you guys for doing your rounds checks. Where exactly would Hattie be the night after the surgery happened?
Likely either at the bookshop, listening for whatever might come through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially at work if there's any work.
Okay. You will hear a limo recklessly drive through your area
That doesn't happen all that often.
and come to a screeching halt a couple doors down. Your sire's shop.
Well, that's exciting. She'll be pressed to the window already.
And you see Paul get shoved out and they peel off. What about Levi?
He's where he's been in his secret squirrel spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. It's
He would
the next
be
it's the next
preparing
night.
to arrive for the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we need to roll preparation?
Yeah, we do, in fact.
All right. So, I believe that was
How well
manipulation plus performance, I believe it was.
Was it? Okay. I don't know what it was.
I think so.
That seems good. I've got
It's a
some of those.
it's a roll we made up, so I'm just good with it.
Thought it was composure, and so I don't know. I have a success. Yep.
Okay. It's going to take you about 10 minutes to get ready to arrive.
Not real good at arriving.
It's
today.
9:44 at this point in time, so you're pretty much ready to arrive. So what would you have done after you arrived?
I mean, probably. I haven't checked on my store
Mhm.
in a couple days. I've been kind of busy, so I would be going to my store.
Okay. Well, considering where you were
Yes.
around this time of night and how long it took you to get ready tonight, you probably would be at your store.
Okay.
You would have noticed the exact same situation because you're not that far away.
Right.
We've got a nice little tribunal of vampire shops going on in the New Orleans district. So, yes. Limo, peeling in, peeling out. Paul, looking
Fun.
like he's had the
A
living
night.
shit beaten out of him, thrown onto the sidewalk outside of the Top Hat.
I was going to walk into my store to try to talk to Alva before maybe she had left because I'd been texting her. I don't have a phone. I don't know. Do I have a phone? We haven't talked about this. Anyway,
I think you do.
I think I do.
Pretty sure that's
I
on
have
your
a
character
phone.
sheet.
Pretty
I mean,
sure I
you're
have a
giving
phone.
out business cards that have
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have a phone.
phone numbers.
I had to check into this character and remember who they were as a person. They have a phone.
Yes.
They have a phone.
I don't see them being
He
able
has
to
a
live without a
phone.
phone.
Okay, anyway. He was about to step up to the door when he heard some car noises, so he kind of turned around, saw what was going on, and I'm just now leaning against my shop with pretty much this expression. I'm just kind of, well, that's a look. And I'm observing.
Okay. And Lorenzo.
I'm still at the hotel because until I'm told to do otherwise, I'm still continuing on business as usual.
Understood.
Except now I'm keeping a bit more of a keen eye on what's going on around me.
Okay.
For reference, when you awarded our extra discipline last week, I took Where the Shroud Thins.
Nice.
So I'll also be observing the Shadowlands around me as well.
Okay. I'm sure you've used it at this point then. The shroud is relatively strong at the Benson.
Oh, and the ceremony I took.
Nice. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right. You're staying in the same suite as McCarthy.
Yeah. Just next door to him. apparently.
You would have overheard him enjoying a apparently very humorous phone call. He seems to be in a very good mood at this point in time. He's a very loud laugher. He also sounds to be enjoying someone else's pain. Because you hear him saying, "You did what to him?" That's amazing.
I could appreciate that.
Now, it is Monday night. You will see McCarthy. He'll come out, knock on your door. We will not be waiting for DeLuca tonight.
Very well.
He is apparently busy handling some things. Well, I seem to have a free night tonight.
Need me to bring the car around?
Not quite decided that. I don't really know what I'm going to do. Actually, you know what? I do know what I need to do. I need to go down to the Penny Diners Club. You could take me down there.
Yes, sir.
And you can get me down there. I can probably let you off the hook until like 2.
Sounds good. I'll keep my cell phone on me in case you need me.
Sounds great.
Alright, I'm gonna head downstairs, bring the car up just as usual, open up the door for him, and as far as my normal routine, nothing's gonna change until I'm told otherwise.
Okay.
Once we get to the Penny Diners Club, I'll drop him off out front, open up the door for him. Once he's out, close it, and take off until he calls me.
Okay. That pretty much brings us up to time now. How long it would have taken everybody to get ready and get going with the sun set around 9 o'clock. What would you be doing with free time?
I do need to catch up with Sal and at least let him know about the princess kid being taken care of.
Okay.
That I can actually do over directly out of his office because I can't just talk to him over the phone without him.
Okay. So you're going to drive up at a default?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Daniela, you didn't frenzy.
Nope.
I guess where we need to be right now is you've been in some pretty creepy situations.